guys, it's Sai. Before we start this video, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button below this video to subscribe. And if you have, awesome. So as you guys know, my C63S coupe is in the shop because of the leaking engine mount. And while it's gone, they gave me this car. This is the E300 Sedan. And while I have it, I thought I would do a little review of it for you guys so you guys can get a feel of the car I've had for the last week. So, it's a great car, but there's obviously one big problem. It's a sedan. If you guys know me, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of a sedan versus the coupe styling, so that right off the bat is kind of not my style. But as you guys can see, this is how the car looks from the front. It's kind of a standard, just Mercedes in the front, just like the C-Class is the E-Class. But one big difference is it's not an AMG, so you guys can see these are the brake calipers. They're not colored like the red brake calipers or orange brake calipers of the AMGs. Although it's funny because it does have the AMG rim on it. That's kind of funny. But yeah, and that makes all the difference. You can totally feel the difference in braking just from that. So this is how the car looks from the outside. I don't know if you guys can see the color, but it's kind of this glittery green-blue kind of color, depending on how the light catches. And another really funny thing, this is the back. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll give you guys a few seconds to see what's wrong. The Mercedes symbol is gone and missing from the loaner car they gave me. Thanks, Mercedes. Let me show you guys the interior. So one thing you'll notice right from looking at the seats, not even sitting in the seats, is they look so comfortable because it is an E-Class Mercedes, so it's definitely a lot more comfortable than the C-Class Mercedes. Let's get inside in the super comfortable seats. So on the door, there's obviously seat adjustment and heated seats, lock, unlock, windows. But something that's super funny about this car, which I found kind of annoying actually, was, so you can actually, if you press this button, you can actually control, look at this guys, the movement of the passenger side seat. It's moving forward, which is kind of practical in the way that, like, if there's someone in the back, you could, like, you know, move the seat up for them. But it's also super, super annoying if you're the one sitting in the passenger seat and your friend's driving and trying to piss you off and just changing the seat adjustment all over the place, which may or may not have happened to me, which is why I feel so strongly about this being able to move the passenger seat. But yeah, that's there. So if you're looking to piss off the person sitting next to you, you should definitely consider an E-Class where you could do that to someone. But yeah, getting back to the interior, this is how it looks. Let me turn it on so you guys can actually see the display. So this is a start-stop button right there. This feels kind of standard, so I won't spend too much time on it. This is the wheel. It's kind of all like leather. And this is what you see. But another huge difference you see, guys, is the screen right here. It's integrated like it should be, and it's not like an iPad stuck on the dash like the C-Class Mercedes is. And this is coming from someone who has a C-Class Mercedes, so I feel very, very strongly about, like, the iPad stuck on the dash, because, you know, it is a Mercedes and it should have an integrated screen, and I think just like the iPad screen thing just looks so dumb. Looks so dumb. So this is good. And kind of just moving down the center console, you guys can see it has this like wood trim, I guess specific to this car. There's temperature controls, navigation, radio, media. These are all kind of standard. And cup holders. Ta-da! And then, so this is how you control this screen right here. And every time I get in the car, I always turn this off. This is the engine shut off. It's one of my pet peeves. For those of you that watch my videos, you'll know I hate when I'm stopped at a stop sign and the engine just turns off. And this button right here is to control, you can push it up and down. It's to control the different driving modes in this car. So these were actually the same driving modes as my AMG, except the eco mode is kind of specific to this car, I guess, because my AMG starts in comfort mode with this engine turn off option. And while it does have these modes, I mean, they definitely drive a lot differently than these modes do in an AMG, of course. Guys, one other really cool thing about this car, I'm sure you guys noticed because it pops out, is the ambient lighting. You guys can see it all across here and around the center console. It's just so bright and so cool. You can actually change the color using this screen right here. So let's try pink. Ugh. I'm not a girl that loves pink, but you could have a pink interior with the lighting. Okay, I think it looks okay, but let's try blue. Oh, we had it at bluish. Green. Ooh, look at that, guys. It's a club in here. You can kind of set the mood with this lighting. I think that's awesome. And kind of going up here, there's kind of a standard set of controls here that are lights and such. But one thing I found really also frustrating about this car is the sunshade. There's actually no button to move it. If you guys can see, I'm pushing this. And then, so I'm trying to close the sunshade, but I guess maybe it's just broken. Like, to close the sunshade, I had to actually, you know, just manually move it like this. Let's try that again. So it goes, it's so bright. It moves on the way back, but on the way, when you close this sunroof, the sunshade actually stays and you have to manually just close it like this. No. Let's take a look at the back. Alright, so this is what it's like in the back. There's no real options, like there's no climate control for the back seats. At least in this car, maybe it's an option you could get. But yeah, I don't really like sedans, so there's back seats if you like back seats in sedans. Let me show you guys the trunk. Yeah, this is just as much space as my C63S Coupe. It's kind of, you can fit 2 large suitcases in here is what I usually tell people. If you guys want to see what it's like in terms of how I look. Super comfortable. So yeah. Let's take a look at the engine. Any minute now. Guys, the leaves are an extra option, by the way. It doesn't come this way. But anyway, this is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes, are you ready for this, guys? I don't know if you're ready for this. 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. I'm used to numbers that start with a 5, 6, or a 7, so this is a little bit of a change for me. But it's a sedan, so doesn't matter anyway. Let's see how it drives. Alright. Okay, so we're going to be starting off in comfort mode. I'm going to be turning off the engine shut-off thing. Out of the parking lot. I'm I'm actually really close to Mercedes-Benz of Stevens Creek because I'm filming this video right before I go pick up my car, which I'm excited to have back, by the way. All right, guys, this is comfort mode. So yeah, obviously it accelerates, it has power, but not that much power. Like, it does feel really slow and sluggish and kind of just really heavy. So yeah, obviously, like, the acceleration's like not too thrilling, but one thing is it's really smooth. So if you guys are looking for like a smooth car, like, it's very like smooth in the way it drives, so that's one good thing. But another option I would consider is the E63, which I actually drove on the track in the AMG Driving Academy. So if you guys are looking for a E-Class Mercedes, I would probably consider that over this car. As I told you guys, I actually gave my AMG in for service and got this car, so it's kind of interesting, you know, getting this car as a replacement for my AMG for a week, because it's definitely not the same or even comparable. So yeah, I would definitely consider looking at an E63 if you guys can. So now I'm gonna put the car in Sport Plus. So that was comfort mode. Just a quick recap of that. It was like very smooth, if you guys, as you guys saw, but it wasn't super thrilling. Just smooth. So this is Sport Plus mode. I know the Sport Plus mode on my AMG C63S is amazing, so let's try this one. Okay. Definitely different than the comfort mode. It's definitely a little bit less smoother, a little bit more aggressive. Obviously, I'm trying to be really careful because the car does not handle like an AMG. Okay. But overall, guys, what I have to say about this car is it's really comfortable and it's really smooth. So if that's what you're looking for, this might be the car for you. But it's just not me. Sport mode. Here we go. So my foot is all the way down, just pinned to the ground. And we got a little bit of acceleration out of the car. It was good. But another thing I hope you guys can see is, so this is actually the paddles of the car. Like, it's super small. Like, they're about, here, I just put my finger on it. It's about like this big, so it's really not meant to be driven manual, and you guys can tell, like, you know, even when your hand is around the wheel, like, you barely notice the paddles. So just for a quick sec, let's try sport mode. So this car actually even doesn't have a race mode, which tells you, like, obviously it's not meant to handle like a race car. Okay. And there's no suspension settings, obviously, like AMG has, so I guess the car either does that for you between the sport and the comfort mode, or it's less versatile in that way. But yeah, if I was to drive this car, I think most of the time, like, I imagine most people that drive this car probably do drive it in comfort mode, because that is what you're looking for with this car. So let me put it back in comfort mode, because you're looking for kind of the, just you know, you feel good in the seats, you just kind of glide, like, the car's not like brutal in the way it accelerates. So yeah, that's kind of what it's like, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this really quick review I did of my loaner car, the E300. It is a Mercedes, so I do like the luxury it brings, and I thought I would just do a review. And, you know, really just having this car helped me realize how different it is than an AMG. Like, you know, my car, the C63S, is completely different in character than the E300 Sedan, even though they're both Mercedes, but really it kind of like shows you like you can get a car depending on what you're looking for. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about the difference. Yeah, I'm excited to have my baby back, so it's time to return this car and go get my baby. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. I hope you enjoyed seeing what the E300 Sedan was like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.